everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Nicole and this is Let Know Me Sew. I am here today with a finish makes video because I hadn't done one for a little while, so I've got my makes from June and July to share with you. Obviously I've talked about these quite a bit on Friday sews and what have you, but I think people seem to appreciate, having a video that's just dedicated to finished garments. Fun fact, I did already record this video once. It was my plan that I was filming this on my usual filming afternoon on my lunch break from work on a Wednesday to go up on Friday instead of a Friday sews. And when I got back from the office on Thursday evening and sat down and went to go and edit the video, I realised that this guy had either lost battery or not connected properly, or some microphone based calamity had occurred, and I just recorded a silent video for you. So it was, lovely of me holding up all of my finished makes, but yeah, zero sound. And I contemplated attempting to dub over it, but I know how I get annoyed when you're watching something on the TV and the picture and the sound are a little bit out of sync. I find that annoying, so I was like, no, I think that's just going to be irritating for a 15-minute video. So it's Saturday, I have a free weekend, so that meant I had a little bit more time available to me. So this is take number 2. So yeah, we'll never know what I said last time, so yeah, let's just get cracking, shall we? Just as what I'm wearing, this is a make that's been around for a while. This is a Soho 7 Tabor tee in some viscose jersey that I think I got from Guthrie and Garney quite a while ago. But yeah, it's a nice loose fitting V-neck t-shirt, one of my favourites for a drapier fabric. But yeah, that is what I'm wearing. So now let's talk about what I've made, which feels like not a lot in comparison to some months, but I think that's just the way things are. I did have a lot of work stuff going on that took away free time. Spent some evenings, reaching some deadlines. So yeah, so I've got 3 t-shirts and a skirt to show you. So let's get cracking with t-shirt number 1. Apologies, this kind of looks a bit creased because when I filmed this the first time I was wearing this. So this needs to go in the wash now because I wore it a couple of days. Yeah, wore it for a couple of days, so it's looking a bit sorry for itself now because it needs to hit the washing machine. I mean, it's not like throwing my dinner down it or anything, but just putting it out there. So this is my Tarifa T, which is a pattern by French Navy. Which is a t-shirt pattern that's got these fun panels. So I'm going to try and see if I can show you. So you see I've got the sleeve here joining on to the body. This actually goes all the way down to the bottom. So you can see that there is a seam here. So you've got this fun panel, which is not as obvious in obviously this fabric because it's pretty bold print and out there, but it's one of those patterns that, it's something a bit different for construction, which I always like, particularly in garments that I make all the time, like t-shirts. I think it's nice to have something that's a bit different to, occupy your brain. But yeah, kind of offers more, I think, in terms of if you wanted to color block, or if you've got a striped fabric to play with the stripe direction, things like that. But if I lean back, you'll see mine is this, very bold floral cotton jersey from Nicole Fabrics. And as well as these beautiful florals, the reason why I bought the fabric is because it's got budgies on, and I'm a budgie fan. So, I only had 0.7 of a meter of this fabric. And because of, like I say, the way these panels are cut out, I was actually able to squeeze this all out of 0.7 of a meter of fabric, which I didn't think I was going to. I thought I was going to have to do I had some plain jersey that I thought I was going to have to color block, maybe the side panels or something with, but I didn't have to. show you the back. The back's all in kind of one piece apart from the sleeve panels. I have also found the neckline and got a little Rosy Cheeks label in there. This pattern does actually come with the pattern piece for the binding and instructions on how to do it. I know I've seen a couple of different people. I know Lamazzi put a tutorial on how to do this for, so I've used a tutorial by Rachel from the French Seams on how to do this kind of thing. I think it makes things look a lot nicer when they're on the hanger. Obviously when you're wearing it you can't see it, but it's like a little secret. So yeah, got that with the label. And yeah, I'm super happy with this. Like, it's just a fun summer vibes t-shirt. So it feels very like festival-y, doesn't it? Like, just because of the pattern. Yeah, I was really pleased to be able to get the whole thing, get a whole t-shirt out of the remnant piece that I had. I did end up with just like silly string, like little strands of fabric. That was all I had left. But yeah, super pleased with this. Have been wearing it quite a bit, just with like jeans or shorts or what have you. And yeah, we'll definitely make this pattern again. But I do definitely want to make it again. I have a striped version, but I think I didn't have enough fabric again, and so I haven't played with the stripe direction in the way that you might with that pattern. So I do definitely want to make it and do some kind of color blocking version to really show off the design lines of the pattern. But I really like it. I like the fit, and yeah, definitely see more of these in my future. All right, t-shirt number 2. I actually filmed a video which I will pop a link into, which was me batch showing these 3 t-shirts, because I tend to do that. I tend to buy 2 or 3 jerseys, and jersey never sits around very long in my stash. I always love sewing jersey tops on one thing or another. So yeah, I do have a video of how I batch sewed these and some of the modifications that I made as well. So I will pop a link into there. But this is t-shirt number 2. So this is the Tulia tee by Sewing by Mazine, and you can see it's also a very different look to the one I just showed you. So this is a kind of grown on sleeve, raglan sleeve. You can see here you've got, the front has 3 pieces. So you've got this front middle panel, and then you've got your raglan sleeves that go all the way down, in terms of you've got a panel that also includes your raglan sleeves, and the back is in 2 pieces. So you can see you've got a centre back seam back there. But yeah, with the grown on sleeves and this little thin neckband. It is very thin. I kind of would want it slightly bigger, which obviously I could do. But yeah, so I've made it in a viscose jersey. It's a Danish design one from Lamazzi, in this watercolor floral, and it just is a really great relaxed t-shirt. Again, I've worn this with shorts and jeans and one thing and another, tucked in. And yeah, I've got another one that I made last summer that is in a similar weight of fabric, but that was using the original pattern dimensions. And the thing with this pattern is that it is a unisex pattern. So for me, as someone who's 5'3", albeit I do have a long torso, but apparently not long enough for this kind of pattern, it was very long on me. So the one that I made, the first one I made, is it's not ridiculous, but it's kind of that length where it's more of a t-shirt you might wear when you're just wearing a pair of leggings, because it kind of just about covers the front and back situation that you would want. I mean, I wouldn't go out of the house like that, but hanging around the house, just chilling, it's that kind of length. And if you want to tuck it into say jeans or shorts, it's quite a lot of fabric at the bottom. So I actually took 3 inches off of the pattern pieces, and to be honest, it's still pretty long. It's not, I haven't I don't have any issues with it riding up or anything. It's still you know, it's keeping that kind of, yeah, like loose, breezy, like drapey t-shirt vibe, but it just has removed, yeah, for when I want to tuck it into like my high-waisted jeans, it just means that there's not a crazy amount of fabric like billowing over the top. So yeah, I'm pleased with that modification. I mean, I probably could still take off another inch or two and it would be absolutely fine, but yeah, that I think is my main thing to like point out about the pattern, is that because it is unisex, it does seem to come up quite long. I'm not sure, I want to say that I think it mentions that in the pattern, that you might want to do that, like look at the length, but yeah, don't quote me on that. But my recommendation would certainly be that if you don't want a super long t-shirt, which you might do, I mean, I feel like it'll be a great top like for yoga, like I say, wearing with leggings, that kind of thing, because it is nice and loose. But yeah, if you do want something to wear with, yeah, high-waisted trousers, yeah, I fully recommend doing, yeah, having a look and seeing just how much you might have to add. Obviously, if you're taller than me, it might not be so bad, but yeah, short peeps, it's probably going to come up long on you. But yeah, I love this. I'll pop in photos of all of these things with me wearing them, because it's obviously, you know, you can kind of get the gist of me holding it up, but it's not the same as being worn, so we'll pop in pictures. But yeah, super happy with this, and again, would definitely make this pattern again. The only other thing I would actually say is that the neckline is reasonably high, and I know like that can be a thing for people. Like some people really don't like things like tight on their neck, and I can say this isn't tight. It looks small, like when you sew it, you're like, but because the fabric has quite a lot of stretch, there's no issues getting it on and off, but it does come up quite high. So I think, you know, it wouldn't be too difficult to just lower a little bit. I don't think you want to go too low, because then I think you might throw the balance of the t-shirt out with all of like the drape and stuff. But yeah, I would just, yeah, if that's something that bothers you, because I know some people don't care and some people, they find it really irritating, yeah, just bear that in mind, that it is, yeah, definitely higher up than your like standard crew neck t-shirt, I would say. At least it is on me. But yeah, that is the Tulia tee by Sewing Patterns by Mizzou. And then t-shirt number 3, and I think this is probably my favourite, even though I have 100% worn both of these many times since I've made them. This one I think is my favourite. So this is the Forget Me Not Patterns Iris tee in some cotton jersey from Amazi. This is a Danish design. I think all 3 of them are Danish design prints. So this one is this like, it's very slightly off-white with this abstract sort of painted on like blue leopardy print effect. This is one of my like absolute fave t-shirt patterns. Like I really love it, and I do desperately need to pull my finger out and hack it into a dress, because I think that would be super cute. But you'll see here if I hold it close to the camera. So I make the version, so there is a normal sleeve, that's just straight sleeve, but the version I always make is this one, which has got this pleat detail, which I think, even though this is a busy fabric, and hopefully you'll see from me putting in photos of the finished one, you do get this like little bit of puff, even if you have like a busier print rather than a plain. Obviously, if you have a plain fabric, it's going to be more obvious, but yeah, I'm always pleased with the effect that it gives, even when you do have a print fabric like this. Again, I have bound the neckline with the same fabric, and another little rosy cheek stable, cute little pencils. And yeah, I feel like it's so simple, but yeah, this is, you know, I have a lot of things in my wardrobe that are blue and green, so it goes with quite a lot in my wardrobe. It's going to be great for like layering under pinafores, you know, when we get to the more cooler times in the weather. And yeah, I just really love it, and it just, yeah, even just looking at it now makes me really want to make more irises. So yeah, I might have to I have to go and hunt for some more fun cotton jersey and get on that, because yeah, I just love this pattern. That's why I end up having to make so many of these, is because I wear them to death, and then yeah, I have to replace them because yeah, they have been worn and loved so much that they're no longer they're no longer looking their best. And yeah, and that's a sign of a great pattern, isn't it? So yeah, if you're making a t-shirt pattern, my recommendation is the Ferragamo knot patterns Iris T. All right, that's my 3 t-shirts. So there was one other thing I was making in July, but that is my Closet Core Knix top that is enormous in every dimension, despite me cutting out the right size for my body measurements. And so that is in, I say timeout, it's probably going to be pilfered for scraps, I should imagine, because yeah, it's just too big everywhere. It's not like I can just take in a side seam. So yeah, that's another reason why I feel like I have less finished items over these last 2 months to share, is because yeah, one, that took a reasonable amount of sewing time, is a big fail. But them's the breaks. It happens sometimes, can't, it is what it is. So the final thing that I have finished this month is my Mimosa wrap skirt, which is just super hard to show holding up on camera, and I say we'll put in pictures, but here we go. So this was the pattern that was included in May's Lamazi Makers Club bag. So it was this pattern, which is the Mimosa skirt from Lisa Taylor, and the fabric that was in the bag was Lamazi, one of their like own prints from their summer collection, which is this mosaic print in these blues with some like orangey reds and other little pops of colour. Like I say, super hard to show. It just looks like I'm holding up a piece of fabric, doesn't it? But I promise it is a full wrap skirt. You can see I've got the tie belt here, and that it opens like so. So yeah, I promise it's a skirt, and like I say, I will pop into pictures. They're not the best, because I found that there's not a lot of places in my flat where I have space where there isn't furniture or something that will be in the shop, and the space that I found works best is fine for like tops or like medium length things, but long things, because this is definitely midi length, it is just awkward. So unfortunately there's a bit of like a weird shadow in these photos that I will include, because it's like I'm standing by my like living room door, and you're getting the shadow from my work desk, which is in front of it, which is great for popping my tripod on to take the photos. But yeah, it's gonna have to think of somewhere else in the flat to take photos of things that are full length. So probably in front of my wardrobe, until I've sorted out finishing off my bedroom decorating, so that there's not bits and pieces everywhere, still chaos in there. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. I'm super happy with this. I've not made a Lisa Taylor pattern before. It's pretty straightforward. The only like slightly tricky thing is the waistband is in a lot of pieces. I feel like whenever I've done this sort of thing, it's generally been like waistbands in one piece, but you have 3 pieces, but then you obviously have 6 pieces because you have like an inner and an outer waistband, and then you have the tie as well, so that's like 7 pieces going into the waistband. There is a video on their YouTube channel, but it is in French. All of the pattern booklet is in both French and English, but the video is in French. YouTube will do what it does and like do a weird like dubbing thing, which it was picking some strange words for like bits of the waistband, so it was definitely helpful to have that as well, but maybe just like to watch rather than listen, because it was calling some of the waistband bits slightly odd names. And yeah, so yeah, I think just making sure that you've got the right pieces so that when you put it all together and then you attach it to the skirt, like all of your side seams line up from the panels, because you've got like a back panel, a front panel, and a back panel. You basically got 3 panels for like the body of the skirt. You've got one that's cut on the fold, and then the 2 that wrap around the front. So yeah, the waistband pieces are sized accordingly to so everything lines up nicely, and that you sandwich the tie in between. But yeah, but yeah, I'm super happy with the finished item. I have got some more of this fabric that I bought a little remnant piece, and I do have, I didn't use all of it for the skirt either, from the Makers Club bag. So I do want to make some kind of little top so that I can have something else out of this fabric, because I really love it. It comes in a couple of other different colorways as well, if blue isn't your thing. But I really like the print. The Mazzi's like viscose that they print on, it's a really nice, like it's a good weight. I hope you can see, like for like a skirt, like it's got some body to it, but it's still got drape. Yeah, so I want to make a little top so that I can have the option of wearing them together, so it kind of looks like a dress, but also have them separate as well. So my photos, I'm just wearing this with like a plain white t-shirt, which is like fairly standard way of how I would style something like this. But yeah, I do want to make up a top in that piece of remnant fabric so that I have the option of a little cord that's like a dress but not a dress. So yep, super happy with this. And we're getting some warm weather back in the UK. We had a little bit of, it wasn't cold, but it was, grey, and not really the weather for a wrap skirt, but the heat is coming back. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some wear out of this now that it's finished. All right, that is my finished makes for June and July. I don't know whether I will keep to this maybe like 2 months in one format. I think it just depends how much I've made in any one given month, really. Like I say, I think I've made, there's been some months where I've made quite a bit. So yeah, if I did 2 months in one, there'd be, the video would be like an hour long. So we'll see. But yeah, I do want to keep these coming regularly. I do obviously talk about things when I finish them on Friday sews, but I think it's nice to have like a dedicated video as well, so people can see everything in one go. Apologies, I feel like like I said, the weather is nice, and the sun is coming in, and I think it's making a fun reflection on my glasses. So apologies. Obviously I require these to see. So yeah, the weather is a blessing and a curse, but there we are. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I would love to know if you've made any of these patterns. I'd also love to know which is your favorite. As I said, I think my favorite t-shirt is the Iris tee in the leopard print fabric. I think probably overall it might be my favorite thing. The skirt, I do also really love the skirt, and I'm excited to wear it. But yeah, I think my favorite is the leopard print Iris tee, but I would love to know what you think. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Obviously, if you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing if you've not already, just to help the algorithm share my videos with the rest of the sewing community on YouTube. But other than that, I will sign off for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye.